being live.
How nice.
Go. Awesome,
So
awesome.
that
It's almost like we're getting better at this stuff.
appears
You think?
live.
Looks like we're getting a little bit of feedback. Again, I think we need to mute everybody. And okay, good. I think we're in good shape again.
All right.
Cool.
It looks like Marcel's giving us a view of his mugshot.
All right. Well,
Now
you
he's
did
pretty
say
sure.
it was 1 o'clock, so we should probably get things rolling.
I agree, Craig.
Okay.
Hi,
Well,
everybody.
happy Saturday, everybody. It is so great to see each and every one of you. We took a week off, and boy, Robert, that week off inspired you. Of course, you were at an amazing event, and you got to speak at the event, and you got to see a lot of things happen and do things and meet lots of people. So, yeah, that would be kind of inspiring, I think.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I love the quote that you put up today, especially after yesterday's presentation. I think if you haven't seen yesterday's presentation, I will post it here as we get started because it is so on to what Robert shared today. His quote was, "If you're waiting for times to return to the way they were before, ask yourself, what if they never do?" Open your mind. I mean, wow, that because if you really think about it, yesterday is a lesson. It's a lesson, but what happens to us and how we deal with those lessons will affect what we do tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. So I guess the best way to think about it is whatever happens in the past, use it as a reference, use it as a lesson, but you have to move forward, and especially if you want to succeed, because you got to ask yourself, what if it never comes this way again? So, Robert, that was an incredible presentation. Again, I will post it. We're going to go ahead and get started. And of course, we love the fact that this is an Ask Me Anything, meaning you get to ask Robert any question you want. And what's so awesome is he will answer them. So here's what you do. If you have a question, now we've got 3 ways to ask questions. First of all, if you're watching us right now on Facebook, post your question in the chat. Put the letter Q or the word question ahead of the question so that Matt and I can go ahead and find those questions and present them to Robert. Once we collect them, I will go ahead and present them to Robert and he will answer your question. For those of you that are on Zoom, and by the way, if you want to join us on Zoom, Matt has already posted the link to get into the Zoom. Please go ahead and join us because then you can ask your question live to Robert. Wow, the way he interacts with people and says things, amazing. So anyways, for those of you that are in Zoom, there's 2 ways to ask a question. Similar to what I just shared in Facebook, you can type question in the chat that's here on Zoom or Q and then ask your question and we will ask it for you on your behalf. The other is for those of you that are watching on Zoom, you may see a couple of hands being raised by people like Bill Shoemaker, John Tier, Lisa Marie Cook. They have their hands raised already. So if you want to raise your hand and ask Robert personally, it's very easy to do. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen. At the bottom, you see several buttons there. One of those buttons is reactions. Click on the reactions button, and then there's one little button down below that says raise hand. Click raise hand, and that means that we will go ahead and call on you. It's very simple. So, without further ado, enough of my talking, we need to get started with these AMAs. Why? Because we are with an amazing person. This gentleman has been in the network marketing industry for 35 years. He's also been a coach, a dear friend, a mentor, and you know what? I love how he opens up his heart, his mind, his soul, and his mentorship to each and every one of us because he wants to not only succeed himself, but he wants us to succeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Here we go. Please welcome Mr. Robert Hollis.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Craig, so much. And I always love saying this. I pray that each and every one of you one day have someone like Craig. They'll never be as good as Craig, but someone like Craig introduce you to a big group of people, because it is definitely humbling. So, Craig, thank you so much for being the most amazing MC, and thank you, my son, for connecting this and putting it all together. My son Matthew is here, and thank each and every one of you for taking the time to jump on here. And like Craig said, last Saturday, me and my wife Terry, along with a few thousand of our friends, was in Orlando at a national convention. And all I can tell you guys is, oh my God, I just I did do a video, basically just doing a rough update of what was going on. But all I can tell each and every one of you is that, we all have these moments in time where people are going, I wonder what it was like in a room, before Apple was started, and when it took the next step. For you guys that don't know, Steve Jobs, he basically got the company taken away from him, and so then went out and started a few other companies and kept him sort of quiet, and then slowly bought all the stock back and got his company back. So the second phase of Steve Jobs and Apple is pretty amazing, and still one of the largest trillion-dollar corporations in the world. And so it's always really neat to be a part of something where you see and feel the energy, and just know that, without a shadow of a doubt, MDC is going to go to $1 billion. And if I just gave you guys just a couple of quick thoughts, me being in this industry for 35 years, and seeing some of the leaders that have been recruited is one thing. I guess I would put myself in that category. I can bring, millions and millions and millions, 10, 20, 30 million a year in volume to a company. So I guess I'm up there in the ranks. And all of a sudden, what ends up happening is there's something weird and amazing happening with MDC, because MDC is actually, there's company owners that are coming to MDC and sort of saying, why don't you just take over my company, and I'm going to bring my whole group into it. You're hearing a bunch of weird things that are happening right now. When I went on my tangent, as Craig said yesterday, there's so many companies right now that are really hurting. If you guys watch Business for Home.org, you look at all the news things, and there's companies that are going down and going down and going down, and it's just not network marketing. It's when Facebook lays off 11,000 people, and in the midst of this, we got crazy elections going on, and it's like, how many companies are ramping up right now while crypto and the stock market and the world economy and everything is going crazy, and we're going the opposite direction. Success leaves clues. And I was watching a little clip today, and I just wanted to start this out before we started doing questions, is how many people, and you can write in here, write in the deal, but how many of you guys know that there's a lot of countries, right? And does anybody really know what system the United States has? If you don't, it's called capitalism. So there's communism, and then there's socialism, and then there's capitalism. How many of you, if you had one of those funny people that are doing interviews, and people walked up to you and said, Bill Shoemaker, explain to people what capitalism is? That's the system that we run in. And people go to school and get educated to get a job. That's being part of somebody else's capitalist system. Did you guys hear that? It's like, so why didn't we go to school and get degrees and do all this when if you went on, Webster's dictionary and you put in capitalism, it says an economic system characterized by private, you and I, private or corporate ownerships of capital goods by investing that are determined by private decisions and by pricing, production, distribution of goods that are determined mainly by competition in the free market. So I wanted to start this out today just to make you guys think. You know how I love doing that. So you're living in America, or you're being involved with a company from America, where someone like Josh Swagel at the age of 18 says, I don't know about the education thing. I think I will become an entrepreneur. And if you guys ask people the definition of entrepreneur and what a capitalist is, I just don't understand why people are living here or working for a company that started here, and you're not interested in learning how to be a capitalist. It's like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. What are you going to do? I'm going to get educated, and then I'm going to fill out a job application, and I'm basically going to hope and pray that someone that figured out capitalism and entrepreneurship will hire me and pay me peanuts. It's like, I don't want to be involved in this free market thing. And we get so much of that programming that when someone like me or someone like you reaches out to someone and says, hey, would you like to be an entrepreneur and, capitalize on, the capitalistic system where this country was founded? No, thank you. So the one thing I love about that comment that I just shared with you is like, how many of you guys know that we do have choices? So unfortunately, ignorance is not a bad word, but ignorance is you don't know that you don't know. I remember when the first time that I read Science of Getting Rich with Wallace Wattles, and it says, listen, the study of poverty and why people are in poverty is not going to help you. So you got the majority of the people in the world that now, because of the internet, can live in any country in the world and take advantage of the capitalist system that America has. They're just people that go, no, thank you. Not interested in figuring that out. Not interested in learning from anybody that knows how to figure that out. I'm just going to do my deal. And that's cool. That's cool. But my suggestion to all of you is it doesn't help to complain about your financial situation and your lack of freedom when someone shared with you an opportunity to change that and you said no. See, if you make a decision that you don't want to be involved in the system that created this country, then stop whining and complaining. Because ignorance is one word, but then once you become aware and you consistently do the same things over and over and over, that's not only called insanity, but that's called stupidity. Got it? So I just thought I would share that because I'm pretty excited in the direction that we're going with Marcus Setta, and you guys will be seeing a lot of posts this week about Monday. I'm doing a big Zoom with my Budapest group because we're getting prepared to go out there in January and blow up Europe with Budapest. And then in February is is the boot camp in Dallas. And so there's a lot of things that are going to be happening for the rest of this year and all of 2023 that, you know, while other things are going backwards, we're in a place where we can offer, if people can have an open mind, we can offer and show them step by step, not to be a victim of that system. Our educational programming, our wanting to work for somebody. How do we get that programming and how do we get those paradigms shifted? So Craig, I'm going to turn it back over to you and let's help answer some of these questions. Can't hear you, Craig. And this time it wasn't me.
Okay. I'm going to intercede for just a moment before we get to Bill, John, and Lisa Marie and anybody else. You mentioned the science of getting rich.
I did.
And I was wondering, how did you feel after the first time you read The Science of Getting Rich? Because to me, obviously, it is an important part of your trainings and what you share with people.
Well, thank you, Craig. You always ask great questions. I appreciate you. And you know, the thing that intrigued me most about Science of Getting Rich, and then finding out later that Andrew Carnegie, the wealthiest person at that time, not only gave credit to that book, but he wanted to prove the validity of the book. And so he hooked up Napoleon Hill with the most successful people at that time to validate what he learned in that book. And what that book did for me when I first read it is it sort of not only gave me these big aha moments, but what it did is it really took my excuses away. And it just made me aware. I remember the first chapter, of course, every time I read it, I get a little more out of it because I'm a different person now. And so I tell people, man, I there's no way, there's no, unless someone is I haven't done this yet. But if a person memorized that entire book, I still don't think that would be a good enough study. So the first thing that sort of threw me away, Craig, on that book is his opening statement. And when I heard that statement, it's pretty interesting because he forces you to make a decision before you read the book. And the decision is simply this. This book is all you need.
Mm-hmm.
There is no need to do any other studying of any other book, any other course, anything. And I just went, how audacious. That's probably the biggest word I've ever said. But how ballsy, ovary, you know, I'll use both words, to just say, listen, I figured it out. And until you study and master this book, you don't need anything else. And I thought, man, how bold, how, you know, listen, I figured it out. And so once I made that decision, isn't it funny that people that really get you to be a thinker immediately go and do that? They go, so if you're one of those people and saying, I just think this guy has a huge ego. And so, you know, I'm done. I've already passed judgment. I'm not going any further. That Wallace Wattles was smart enough to know that you had to decide before reading the book that you go, okay, I'm going to read this and apply what it says and see what happens. And so, of course, the very next chapter is a chapter that basically, you know, do you believe, it starts shifting your paradigms? And that's what everybody needs. What you think is not true. If what you know that you know that you know is not true, when would you like to know? And so immediately, do you believe that, you know, success is monopolized? Do you really have these BS excuses in your head that the smart people win, the educated people win, coming from a wealthy family, you win? You got to know people. You got to know people. If you don't have contacts, or your parents or the people you know don't have contacts, So all these things that go into our program that say, yeah, they can succeed, but it's not for me. See, I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks. I got taken away from my parents. I grew up in poverty. I'm dyslexic. Whatever BS thing you want to say. And when the internet all of a sudden came out, I remember that I read that book again. And the very first thing that I realized is all the excuses that I had that I now could Google. So I could go in there and go, how many successful people, how many dyslexic people became successful? And it was just on and on and on and on and on, you know, and it's like, yeah, you know, how many African Americans are successful? You know, how many females are successful? How many adopted kids are successful? How many people came from a foster home that's successful? And so now you take all these things, and today, for some of you that live in rural areas, you know, it's funny, you can say, well, I grew up in Williston, North Dakota. And you can go in there and say, you know, is there any successful people that came out of Williston, North Dakota? And one of the first ones that shows up is Phil Jackson, the guy that was the coach for not only Michael Jordan, but Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. You're like, damn it, there's successful people that even came from my high school. So what it does is it allows you to start saying, okay, if it happened for these people, it can happen for me. You know what I mean? I like Sam's on here. And that's one of the things I do all the time is I go, hey, if you got the internet, why don't you search how many successful people came from Nigeria? How many successful people came from Kenya, you know, South Africa. And all of a sudden you sit there and go, all of a sudden now we got news, right? And people go, wait a minute, didn't Elon Musk come from Africa? And you're like, damn it. You know, it's like all of a sudden you don't have any excuses. So Craig, thank you very much for bringing that up. The only other highlight that I can say really changed my life is, you know, compare-itis. I love the chapter in there where it says, you know, stop being competitive and be creative. And the whole concept of success is very simple. All you need to do is create something of value. Create something of value and get it into many people's faces as you can, as fast as you can. And the people that see value will give money for that value. It's that fast. And to think that, you know, it's sort of a joke, but when you guys see that how many people are multi-millionaires and even billionaires just from the advent of social media. You know, someone was telling me that Kylie Jenner, when she launched her skincare line, which is now in, what do you call those things? Like a candy machine. Now there's skincare machines in airports with Kylie Jenner on it. It's like, man, you know, and she's a billionaireess. And when her skincare went online, they knew that there was going to be a big buy of her skincare line. So listen to this. They had over 20 million units. 20 million units of her skincare. And she sold it out in 48 hours. 20 million people bought her product in 2 days. Because we live in a different world. Some of these people are figuring out capitalism very, very well. Well, the rest of us go, I can't believe people make $1 million a month on OnlyFans. It's like, apparently they're offering some kind of value. It's like, you know, it's like, I'm like blown away that we live in a time like this. And everyone sits around, twiddles their thumbs and saying, you know, well, not me. So I'd suggest that you stop saying that. Okay, Craig.
Thank you, Robert, because I did post the link to the version of the Science of Getting Rich in the chat that you shared both in Facebook and in Zoom. And ladies and gentlemen, please look at it. You know, what Robert says is absolutely true. And what's amazing is that this book was written in 1910.
Nuts.
It's more than 100 years old. And it still applies today.
Yeah, when you really get the background on it, Craig, a lot of people don't know this, but Bill Gates gives credit to the book. I'm trying to think of some other people. You know, of course, Earl Nightingale, all these people just talk about, you know, like Marcello, The Secret was based off of that, you know, by Abraham Hicks. She says she got all her stuff from that. So it's Rhonda Byrne is just amazing. It's just amazing. So don't want to get on a tangent about Science of Getting Rich. You guys can go.
Oh yeah, we could talk about that for many, many days and pick that whole thing apart. But the most important thing is, ladies and gentlemen, get the book, read it. And what Robert said, yes, absolutely. We got questions. They are coming in fast and furious.
Good.
So let's get started. And of course, he seems to be the first one who always gets in right at the start. It's like as soon as the starting gun goes off, boom, he's right there. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Shoemaker, come on, my friend, open up your microphone and share away.
Thank you, Craig. That is awesome. Yeah, I just love Robert Hollis so much, and you, Craig, and so much great information here. And I'd like to just say, Robert, that I love and appreciate you, and you are the most amazing mentor that I've ever had.
Aw, thank you.
Really, serious. And I want to also put it out there that I want to be at the mastermind. So I want to put it out there to the universe and everybody that's on the Zoom that I'm going to be at that mastermind. And, I was looking at my friends list today, and, I have Mark Aceta, Dan Stamen, and Jefferson Santos on my friends list. So for the past, I don't know how long I could have been marketing to them and making, but, it is what it is. But what I like what they said is that, or what Mark said was that the number one income earners have not come into the company yet.
Correct.
Right. So.
And that means, Bill, that you can enroll them.
Right. And it's time to capitalize on capitalism.
Yeah.
So thank you, guys. Thank you. I really don't have a question. I just want to acknowledge you. And
thank you, Bill. I appreciate you. One of the things I love to say, I think I said it in another video, but it's so important that I was sharing this. Matt and I had a long conversation before yesterday, and it was so neat to catch up with him. And I was just laughing that for the first time we were talking about empathy. And the common part I've heard about empathy is the ability of putting yourself in somebody else's shoes, to be empathetic, right? But what I was saying to Matt is when Mark Aceta stood on stage and told his story before the gambler, the character, do you realize that guy said in a presentation and watched a video like I did from our mentor? And out of all the stuff that was said, here's what Mark heard. Wait a minute. Are you telling me I could give people an opportunity to change their lives and I can actually earn income off a lot of people? If you guys ever heard me talk about my story of meeting my mentor, I got the same perception. And I think that's different than people that watch a presentation and go, oh my God, I'm going to be the #1 spray salesperson on the planet. See, so I was telling Matt for the first time, I got a perception that a lot of people in the audience, when they watch a video, is everyone's got their own perception of what's happening. So a group of people watch something and go, this is a scam. Another group watches it and says, this is a pyramid. Another person watches this and says, I'm not a salesperson. Another person looks at it and says, I don't know anybody. Another person says, it sounds like work to me. Another person is, I can't wait to get out of here to get to happy hour. Another person is thinking, I wonder if that person's single. There's a lot of perceptions that are happening in the audience as they're watching someone speak. That's why you got to go through all the cards and flip the cards, because you want to find a Mark Aceta. You know, me and Mark were talking, so probably between us, Mark asked me, it's like, he says that he has over 100 people that he's helped make over $1 million in commissions. The 65 I talk about are only the people that reached out to me and gave me acknowledgement that I helped them do it. I have no idea how many ripples have come down, because you guys may or may not know this, but the people that started ACN Communications were people that were in my downline that I moved into their apartment and taught them how to do this. So if I taught Tony and Mike Kupas how to do this and they started their own company, how many millionaires were made just by me mentoring those two? And that's 2 people of 9 people, like David Rutz and like Jovan Kabasig, that I've taught that started their own companies in that whole ripple. So it's pretty amazing when you see 2 people that went, wait a minute, I love helping people and I'd love to earn off 40, 50, 100, 2 million people. So I just thought, there you go. So thank you, Bill. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I was at the event, but I was so sick, I stayed in my hotel room. And I called NBC and they said, well, we'll give you a virtual ticket. So I watched it from my hotel room.
I was wondering where you went.
Yeah, it was horrible. I still got whatever it was.
Terry caught something as well. I don't know what she caught, but she's just starting to feel better now.
When I was watching Mark Aceta, I seen him do that 15 years ago. So it was sending chills up my spine and raising hair on my arm. So I was so excited. So thank you.
Yeah, this business is simple. We just overcomplicate it and overthink it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bill. Have a great day. Hope you get better soon.
Feel better, Bill. Thank you so much. And by the way, everybody, in addition to The Science of Getting Rich, I want to also promo Robert's book. Exactly. It's an amazing book. There it is. How is that working? In fact,
I can't believe you're going to pull a book out of that blue wall. That was impressive.
Yep. My version, my special version. So I go between these 2 books often, and it is so easy to get. It's free if you go to roberthollis.com/free. Excuse me, /free. And you'll not only be able to see some of Robert's videos, but follow Robert as well. So, okay, plug time. I had to do it just because, we're talking about books and things that people should probably get into. With what you've shared of The Science of Getting Rich and what you share in this amazing book, How Is That Working? Rat Race to Freedom. Please go ahead. And if you don't have this copy, it's free. Robert has it all on a PDF. Download it. In addition, read it and go forward.
Also available on Audible in not only English, but also Espanol.
Sí, señor. Es muy bueno en español. That's my Spanish workout for the year. There we go.
That was great.
Okay, we got John, Lisa, and Sam has his hand up, but I got a question from from Faith Castue. I want to share with you. Robert, so are you using the product funnel of High Life Travel with giving gift cards now? Or are you still using your 4-minute High Life Travel video when you send the gift card?
I am right now test marketing a bunch of different things. One of the things that I love, I don't know if you guys seen on YouTube, I just put up Jefferson Santos's video on Facebook. It's 10 minutes or something like that long, or 11 minutes. It is freaking amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And if you guys notice, what I did is I'm constantly always figuring out exactly what I need to do. And what's really unique is when I put Jefferson Santos, of course, how I found it is by testing the capture page for High Life Travels, how I found it. And what really was unique is if I put that on my YouTube channel, if you notice, I also put in the description on the YouTube channel, Josh's video, but I went, I like this concept that I did with Steps to Success, where you share it at where you want it. And so what I've been doing is sharing the link to Josh's High Life Travel video that's a little longer, but I share it where he goes directly into the theoretical example on how you could hit super affiliate, Bill Shoemaker, and what you just need to do, the numbers to get to 50K to get to Cancun. And so it's really, really amazing. So the answer to that question is, right now, I'm still doing cards from the back office on the internet. I tried to send my first card using the High Life Travel app, and I wasn't. I didn't get it down yet, right? So here's where I want each and every one of you to think. Okay, boy, I do not want you to think. I'm sorry. So for those of you that know me, I asked the universe, the higher power, to interrupt me in the middle of a sentence if I'm saying something stupid. And it did. I don't want you to think. I just want you to do. So the one thing that I hope you all have heard, and I don't want to go long on this, is when you get into the zone of practicing, it really comes to the point where you get to a place, like I have conversations, I see Marcel going crazy in the chat. I can't get Marcel to stop thinking. That's his biggest problem. He's listening to me and he's thinking so fast. And you see people do this and they just keep posting stuff. I don't know how you can learn and think and post stuff at the same time. I'm not that talented. So I'm the guy that's quiet and listening. Just a thought, Marcel. I'm okay. So anyway, my whole point of this is when you're in the zone, you don't have to think. If you ever hear about an athlete or a singer or an actor, it's this whole thing about getting into the zone, where now you're just coming from passion and creativity instead of having to think, right? So with that all said, listen to this. You want to get the person. You want to think of the outcome that you want. So let's just talk about a perfect outcome for Bill, since he brought it up. For him to do 50K, he's got to do 50,000 in 1 month. Now, if we divided that by 90, that's going to be what? 500 people? What if we divided it by 550? The big travel package. Now we're talking 100? Maybe less? Are you guys catching this? And what people still don't get with the math is I brought in 312 people creating a free account. 81 of them bought product, but 3 of them made me $4 million. So you want to go through the numbers, but you also want to find people like a Candice Bird Davis or an Aaron Parker or a Tomas Adams. See what I mean? You got to manifest those people. So what I'm doing right now is I'm finding the fastest way of getting people to say yes, creating an account, and then duplicating that. All right. So Faith, I'm still doing the card giveaway, because once I give away a card and then I send a short video telling them how to create a free account, what's really unique is right after they do that, and I say, listen, do you know anyone that would like to make some money by giving away free prepaid travel? And their first question to me is, where did you get the cards? Oh, just click on High Life Travel and you can purchase those to give away. See how fast? So it's called compressed time frame. So if someone goes to the capture page and watches the video, we're already adding 10 minutes to it. Did you guys see that? Because in a perfect world, I'd like to blink and have someone create account and buy cards, or create account and buy some prepaid travel. That would be what I'm going to try to compress to. And having them go through the capture page on High Life Travel is a really strong means, because I know that we are getting people that don't have any money to even purchase cards. So would I advise people to use that capture page? The answer is yes. Have I done it yet? I have not. Am I going to start testing? Yes. So you guys will see me, and I'll throw you off a little bit, I'm sure, but you guys are going to see me take my High Laugh capture page and just post it right on social media. I'm not even going to say anything. and now, have I been successful in posting a capture page and getting people to come in, create an account, and buy stuff? I wish it would work that easy. That would be freaking awesome. But some of you are still haven't figured out how to make a post and get a few people to like it, maybe one or two people to share it, or maybe a couple of people to comment. So if you don't have a group of people that are engaging with you, if you notice, if you guys go watch my Facebook page, go through 10 posts, just rapidly go through 10 posts. You're going to see the videos of me on a daily basis. Unbelievable. Sometimes 150, 170 comments, 90 people liking it, a number of people sharing it. And then right behind that, I can post, hey, Mark Aceta from Business from Home is now with MDC. Crickets. It's like one like, one comment, no shares. So it's you got to be very, that's why connection is so important. So Faith, I know that was probably a long answer, but I'm right now doing a number of things and involving with High Life Travel because I always lead with the business. So if you guys notice that even on Josh's video, I'll share Josh's video, but when I share it, I'll share it where it just shows the last couple of minutes of Josh saying, hey, listen, can you imagine if you brought in two and they brought in two and they brought in two? And people are going, why would you show the end of the video? Because I know why people look at things. They want to make money. So if they see the money first, their mentality is different when they watch the rest of the video. Just me. Just stupid old me. All right. So Faith, I hope that she said thank you. Great. Awesome.
Yeah. And I have a kind of a follow-up before we get to John. John, I'm getting to you. I'm sorry. It's just the stream of consciousness is just coming right on through. Mm-hmm. So hang in there, please. Thank you. This is from Komai FX. She's a nurse, and she says, what is the correct response to people that are travel agents that don't think it's value in High Life Travel?
You guys are going to hear this a lot. The first thing is you're sorting cards. If I showed you my back office, which some of you have seen it, if you've seen how many people that have not created an account and even looked at the portal, I would say that's 70% of the people that I've shared cards with. So that just means if someone says, I don't see the value, or I don't understand it, or I don't get it, usually my first response to them is, do you want to? You guys always know it's question with a question, right? And they go, I just don't understand what you're doing. And I go, do you want to get it? Because it's easier just to say no. You don't have to tell me that it doesn't work and it's stupid. You don't need to do that. I was going to show you guys, let me really quickly just show you guys one thing. Because you guys know that we just launched, really, in my opinion, we just really launched High Life Travel, right? And when I share this with you, what I think is really remarkable is first of all, as I'm showing you guys this, I have to say a disclaimer: the chances of you doing what I do is impossible. I just want to tell you that so you get upset and go, Robert, if you can do it, I think I can destroy this, right? But right away, I'm going to go over here to the dashboard. And it was funny that when we started High Life Travel, I had to always move over here to show you High Life Travel. But if you notice, Akashic now is my last one. It went by Mantra, and now High Life Travel just being a new product, and it's already at 187,000. Here's my prediction. High Life Travel, I think, will be number 2 by the end of this year. And we're talking the rest of November and December. I think it's going to take a little while because HempWorks is just a really kick-ass brand. You know what I mean? But, when you can start seeing, I'll click on last month, right? So this is for the year. This is for last month. And High Life Travel is already number 4. So to think that when you see Mark Aceta and you hear about Dan Stamen and Jefferson Santos and Jay Peso, when you hear about these guys, for 15 years, they created $4 billion in sales and travel. So that'd be like bringing over, sorry for the analogy, but that's bringing like Tom Brady over to your team. And he goes, you know what? I think we should throw the football instead of run the football. And you're going, oh, well, who in the hell are you? And it's like, well, I'm the guy that's got 6 Super Bowl rings. And they go, okay, maybe we should try that. So whether you know who Tom Brady is or not, there you go. So I wanted to show you this, but if I show you over here, look I've given out 28 cards, and you'll notice as I go through these cards, look at that one on this page. So that's what, there's 5. So 1, 3, 2, none. Wow, that was a good day. But I wanted to show you guys that, flipping cards works for me just like travel agents. Did you guys get that? So if you're saying something and they go, well, I don't think this will work. And I'm going, hey, great for you. You know what I mean? Most people would like to check out the portal before they make that decision. And so I hope that helped whoever asked that question.
Yeah, that was Komai FX.
Good,
so,
good.
Cool. Now let's get to a real body. So I'm not
John,
saying that
have you ever been called a real body?
You beat me to that, Robert.
On the same mind thing, Craig.
Will the real John Tier please unmute yourself and share with all of us?
Oh man, can you hear me now?
We got you,
John.
All right. Hey, Robert. Hey, Craig. Man, Robert, I'm just, I did the virtual ticket, and let me tell you something. I was like blown away by this this live stream. I mean, I know they say you had to be there, but I'm gonna tell you something. I was blown away at home, looking at the live stream, because
my chat was just blowing up.
It was so powerful, and there are so many things that I took away from. There were some things that have been going on inside my head, just being African American, and like, well, dude, I always have this Dino thing barking in my head. Well, African Americans are only a few of them can do this thing, and to see people that look like me walk across the stage was so inspiring. So it's like, oh, we can throw that away now. That's gone. That's Yeah, we'll have to have that no more. We'll have to have the conversation no more.
Right.
And so that was inspiring. But Mark Aceta, oh my God, I already bought my ticket for Dallas.
I seen that, man. Congratulations.
Yep, Mark Aceta. It's so funny because you guys are cut from the same cloth, except for like he's just edgier. Same information, but he's edgier, and it was just amazing. Someone had just asked the question. I was talking about which video we're using because I saw that you posted Jefferson Santos, and I actually jumped on that video right away when you posted it because that video it's off the chain.
It is. It is.
That video is off the chain. I was like, man, this dude in under 10 minutes, he went through, including the compensation plan. I was like, wow, this guy, he's no joke.
Right.
So, and I did fumble around with the app and did get it to work.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep, I did. I had to kind of go back and forth because it's not all intuitive yet, where you go straight forward, but I had to figure out, I said, oh, wait, let me try this, let me try. And I kind of experimented with some people,
Good.
kind of going back and forth. And then when it didn't work out, because some things that showed up in the back office, I was like, that's not their name. So I actually, good idea, baby. It's a good thing to be able to cancel the card. So I cancel it out, go back in and work in it, and then got it to work right. So I said, okay, it is a kind of a, few steps involved in there. So I'm sure they're going to work that out where it's a little more seamless. But
Totally. I know they're watching it like crazy.
Yeah, but I know one thing, because I have so many people in my contact base that, having to just go through there and just, man, hey, I sent you a card. Hey, I sent you a card. Hey, I sent you, and then to back that up with a Jefferson Santos video, because I was saying when I started, I was like, listen, by the way, check out Jefferson Santos, my business partner. He's made 15 million in 15 years in the travel industry. And he will explain everything you need to know. He's an expert in everything you need to know about this.
Perfect.
And just let that go, man. I'm just blown away because I think about what you've taught.
So you see yourself doing this.
Yes. What you taught in that 2x2. I said, man, do you really understand? Do you really understand that everybody buying the 20 cards 2x2? Do you understand what that Robert has already shown that right there? He's already shown. You don't have to be a salesman. Just get in, buy some cards. Find some other people who want to buy some cards, do 90 in volume every single month. Guess what? Super affiliate. That's it. The numbers work. He already talked about 90 PV. Okay, you don't want a product. Get good. You got a digital product. Comes to you like that. Yeah. Man, I'm Robert. I'm just.
I said too, a lot of people are skeptical, and so that's why I said for some of the people that asked me, like, Faith, I will get this down this week. I promise you. And what is the fastest way as far as psychology to be able to get to people, right? And so there's a thing called an icebreaker, and an icebreaker for me is, hey, would you do me a huge personal favor? I'd really appreciate it. People don't know how powerful the word is. I appreciate you. I can guarantee you that I'm probably the only person that's ever said it to a person. That's sad for me to reach out to a grown person in their 60s and no one has ever said to them, I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So people go, I can't ask for help. I don't want to ask for a favor. I don't want to tell people. That's my icebreaker, right? But if I can compress time frames and say a word or one word or two words, and a person goes, what? So this is something that I'm testing on people. And I say, have you ever heard of a company where a person pays $135 to get in, no tax, no freight? They're already ranked at the highest position. And you know what the company gives them for that $135? And they go, what? They give him 20 cards of 100 in each value. So for $135, the company gives you $2,000 to give away to people. And the guy went, "What did you say?" I said, for $135, the company gives you 20 $100 cards to give away $2,000 in prepaid travel. The company gives you things to give away for $135 that gives you value. And he goes, "Tell me a little bit more about the company." And I said, "I'm going to do one better. Can I get your email address and phone number? And I'm just going to send you one of the cards." It was like, damn, man, the guy was going, that was freaking smooth, because people that are salespeople know a good, what we call in the industry, a hook. You know, it's like if there is a phrase out there that I won't go into, but they say that, you know, the best salespeople in the world are suckers for good salespeople.
Oh, for real.
And it's just because you admire what they're doing. You admire that they piqued interest. You admired that they connected. I had a post, not to get off track here, I had a post from a very, very successful network marketer. And this is what the post said. Tell me if this would get you. The person said, "Robert, I've always admired you and your success. Are you currently building a network marketing company? And if yes, how is it working?" And I'm going, she complimented me and then asked me to share with her how great it's going. Oh my God. And if she watches this video, this is going to be hilarious, because I said, "Thank you very much for the kind words. It made my day." And I've been involved with the company for a little over 4 years and just went over 4 million in earnings. I'm blessed to have over 42,000 people that are currently in my organization. How are things going with you? She ghosted me. And I thought,
Wow.
I thought, wow, she's flipping these cards even better than most people. Because amateurs are salespeople and convincers, professionals are sorters. And I came back and said, yes, I'm active and look at my results. And she didn't even say, "I'm proud of you." It's a 2. Wham. Pull another card. And I was sort of offended a little bit that she didn't respond back to that. And then I'm going, man, that's a sorter. That's a sorter. You guys ever watch people play cards? Especially Texas Hold'em or black, 21. Have you ever seen a professional get 2 cards and they look at them and then throw them?
Right.
Oh my God. It's like 2 cards, look at them, fold. Look at them, fold. I'm done. Get it out of here. You know what
Robert,
I mean?
Robert, one of the, it was so powerful, that example, when he turned over the king and he said, "No matter how much you talk to this king, it is never going to be an ace." I was just like, oh, you can do this. I know, I believe in you. I believe in you. Yeah,
Right.
You got what it takes.
I'm going to use that example for now on so much, because I remembered that example, but the way Mark did it was he just mastered it over 15 years.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's because not only do some of you not get aces every day, but then you spend the rest of your day not only sending me a message, but everyone you know a message that you didn't get an ace today. It's like, Robert, I was giving Eric Markman a bunch of grief. I go, when are you going to send me a message where you say you reached out to somebody and they were excited and did a free account and got in? You always send me messages, "Hey, Robert, I talked to this person, and what do you say to someone that says you're an idiot and you should get on a Zoom and get in my company?" And I'm going, You guys don't need to send me messages saying you got a 2 today.
You know,
I was going through the cards. I got a 2. I just want to know how to convince a 2. I just want to know what I did wrong. You're pulling cards out of a chute. You didn't do anything wrong except stop and think. That's what you did wrong. Just keep going through the cards. Thank you, John, man.
Yeah. You know, I'm constantly telling myself, don't take that class.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I still have Jim Rohn ringing in my head. I love and appreciate you, Jim. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
You bet.
John, thank you so much. We're going to move on to another hand raiser. Lisa Marie Cook. I see you there getting ready. It is your turn. Bring it.
Can you hear me?
Hi,
Yes.
Lisa.
Hi, Robert. I have to thank you again for yesterday. That was so amazing. Eye-opening for me in so many ways, especially after rewatching it. It's like mind blown. But anyway, okay.
I'm so proud of you, Lisa. I hope that you're proud of you.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, it's getting easier. So I get so excited,
Yeah.
I get so excited. And when you find somebody good, I just want them in front of you.
Yeah.
And this is probably not the nicest thing to say, but I've not found really good people like I think I found with Meredith.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So super excited.
So just
All right.
ask your question before you ask the question. Ask yourself why. I
Right?
seem to keep pulling 2s after 2s after 3s after 3s after 2s. I wonder why. Just say, why am I always getting these people?
Right. I do ask myself that.
There's only 2 answers. Only 2. One, you're in the wrong location. Or 2, you're attracting them.
I think it's 2.
Right.
I think it is.
So I can tell you guys right now, there's certain areas, if you think of physicality, do you guys know that there's some places that you could go where everyone in that area is not going to ever do anything? Some of you might be saying, hey, have you been in my home city? You know what I mean? It's like, it's funny. It's like everybody I know is, well, that's why there's 8 billion people on the internet. So be smart enough to target an area or a page or a group of people that are more open-minded.
Right.
The second one is a little bit more about manifestation. Okay? Because if you don't visualize and emotionally connect where you could be, where one day Lisa opens up her back office or she can't wait to open it up, or like me, I don't have my mobile phone here, but I love getting up in the morning, and sometimes I get up before 6, right? And I want to show you guys something quick, because this is what you got to visualize. So this is MDC Optimus, and just check this out. Okay, so this is the 31st. So I only did 168,000 in volume that day. I did 1.2 million, paid 136 people. Are you guys looking at this? And so then the next day, 42,000 in volume, 77,000. There's the new volume, 36,000, 55,000, 28,000, 25,000, 37,000, 32,000, 48,000, 51,000, 33,000. Are you guys looking at these numbers? I can't wait for 6:30. 6:36. Bam. Whoa, boy, I got all this volume, right? So do you guys think that even though you see that, what do you think that I'm visualizing, Lisa, and manifesting?
Right. You're that master affiliate numbers.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. You guys are looking at that and going, man, oh my God. And I'm going like, they're all missing zeros. They're all missing the commas in the wrong place. It should be 510,000 in volume, 330,000 in volume. Are you guys hearing me? That's what I'm visualizing, Lisa. So when I'm visualizing that, I don't know where the people are going to come from, but I know they're coming. And if they come in under Meredith, see what I mean? So what we constantly do in our life is we think we're attracting the wrong people, but in reality, your goal is to manifest it and believe in it and know that if it happened to me, it can happen to you. And if you visualize it and put yourself in that place, then it's okay if people come in your group and they're the ones that get it.
Right.
So John was inspired by all the African Americans that walked across the stage, you know, the Candaces and the Demons, you know, and the Sanishas. And he's like, man, you know, these people look like me. And I'm like, not only do they look like you, but they're in my group. And I'll tell you guys one visualization that I was telling Josh Wagle. We talked for a couple hours the other day. And I just said to him, I said, I asked Marcusetta, what's the largest group that he spoke in front of? I think he told me 22,000 people. And it was in the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Right? And I don't know if Craig was with me then, but me and my oldest son, Robert Hollis Jr., I did a 10-country tour in South America, 10 days in a row, 10 different countries, and spoke in front of 1 million live people. And I'll never forget, we were in Peru, and there was like 26,000 people in a soccer stadium, and we were just in the end of it. And I was doing a presentation, and all of a sudden, Jovan Kabasic comes up to me, another guy that I trained, and he says, he nudged me, and he said, Robert, and I said, what? He goes, everyone in this audience is in your group. Wow. So there you go. So
I think I would just collapse.
yeah. And so
crazy.
that's what you got to visualize and stay in that mindset, knowing that you believe in this company and what it's doing. It's not about whether or not you are deserving. It's not whether or not you have the right info to give to people. It's you just being the right messenger.
Right.
And again, less is more, right, Lisa?
I did really good with her today. I just sent her nothing.
Yeah, you need anything? That's like that.
Right. But okay, thank you. I did take a couple of screenshots, so I'm gonna just stare at yours to manifest what I want. So thank you for that. Anyway,
That's what I do. You guys know,
Yeah.
I think I've showed you guys this many times.
Yeah, that's awesome. Another
You guys
screenshot.
know what that is? I put master there, but this is a screenshot of Jenna's back office maybe a year ago. Craig, income disclosure? No, I'm kidding.
But I'll make sure it's
We
there.
already got it. Yeah.
we did post it earlier, so as long as we refer back to it.
The last presentation that I seen Josh do, I think Jenna's over 17 million now.
Yeah.
So in that screenshot, it was 11. So.
Okay, I'll get to my question real quick here.
Okay.
Did you forget? I have a question. Yeah. Okay. You explained quite a bit with the travel and what we're doing now. On a previous video, you had mentioned why not give them to your downline as an incentive. First of all, I want to know if you have done that yet. Is that something that we should consider with inactive affiliates to reenact them, or
No.
you know what I'm
No,
saying?
if I said that, I apologize. If I bought the big bundle, which I did, I have given cards out to people that I see that are doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So if they're giving away cards and giving away the prepaid travel, and I notice that they're doing it a lot, and then they send me a message and I tell them to send me a screenshot, and all their cards are gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? That is a person that, to help them get started, I'd be willing to do that. But Lisa, I wouldn't transfer the cards to people that aren't going to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I think just to show you guys, if you want people to take baby steps, Lisa. So the first thing that I would ask them is, I would say, well, listen, Robert posted this as a message, you know, get $100 prepaid travel if you're traveling within the next year. I tell people, listen, grab that post and post it. And that's immediately when you know whether or not a person's going to follow you or not. Because they go, well, I can't post that. I don't have any cards. Wrong answer.
Exactly.
That's like saying, I'm not going to pull any cards out of the chute unless I know that the first one's an ace.
Right.
That's
Okay.
like, so people go, well, what if I get a lot of people and I only got 6 cards? Posting it and only having 6 cards and you got 20 people that asked for it, just because you said doesn't mean you have to give it to everyone that asked for it.
Right. Yeah.
And I was telling people, you got to have a little bit of faith, because I started giving it to people when they said yes, but you guys seen how many people won't even create an account. And I shared a small video with them on how to create a free account. So can lead a horse to water, can't make them drink.
Mhm. Okay, that's perfect.
So
Thank you,
so
Robert.
I hope, Lisa, that's good. Yeah. I know this is going to sound awful, but you just can't motivate unmotivated people. You got to realize, Lisa, here's the word. You look at your entire group and you got to be brutally honest with yourself and go, a 2, a 2, a 3, a 3, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 3. You got to tell yourself that. Now, can a 2 or a 3 turn into an ace? Yes, they can. You're looking at one. You're looking at one. So yes, they can. And you'll know that they did. They'll reach, hey, you know, I love when people reach out to you and say, Lisa, you know, you told me to read Science of Getting Rich. And I have a question about this one part in the book. You know, the people will reach out to you for help and ask for the explanation of the next thing they need to do. If you're the only one, Lisa, because of your big, beautiful heart, if the only communications that you're having with your downline is when you make the connection, they're just the wrong person at the wrong time. You can't motivate them. So all your energy and focuses need to be focused on attracting another Meredith. So proud of you, proud of you, proud of you.
Thank you, Lisa. Robert, do you think we can squeeze in 3 more questions?
Yeah, we will. We'll go to 2:30. So
okay, sounds good. First one that I have is from Lilia Catan or Caton. Nanette, you're coming up, so hang on, please. Thank you so much. Lilia Caton. She says, in Romania and I guess Moldova, I'm trying to understand here where she's going with this.
Right.
Many understand MLM totally different. They ask info about job online. I think she's saying, in other words, they're thinking that this is an online job that they're doing. And I think, because I know that I've seen that in the past here in the US. Then when I answer, no, it's not, they never come back.
Yeah. if your peak of interest and this point an ad or something out there, remember when I just talked about the perception of a bunch of people sitting in the audience and one person's going, I wonder if that person's single. You're not responsible for people's perception. You're just trying to find the aces. So regardless of the country you're in, if people's response is, hey, I'd love to work for you. I would love to work for you. What do I have to do? And how much are you paying me hourly? And the answer is, this is not a job. This is not a job. This is being entrepreneur and learning how to build your own. You know, sometimes people try to describe it as commission only, but that's still a job. So I tell people, listen, no, this is an opportunity. And believe it or not, the fastest way that I say it, so you guys got me to thinking about this. When people say, because I get people that send me messages all the time, I need a job. Can you hire me? It's that simple. And my response is I teach people to fish. I don't give them a fish. Until you flip that paradigm, I can't help you. And I've met a lot of people, you guys, over the years that have got involved in network marketing, and they don't focus at it at all because they're still looking for a job. So when people say, I need a job, I need a job, I need a job, the only other response that I usually have is, while you're looking for that perfect job, I can share with you how to make extra income while you're looking for that perfect job. See, I'm not one of those guys that go, well, you do know that if you get a job, you're getting in somebody else's pyramid. I don't try to convince people, right? But I say, listen, you know, you can get involved with us for free, and I can share with you how to make some extra income while you're trying to find that perfect job. I don't tell them not to do what they're doing. So I hope that answered her question, because if someone reached out to me and said, you know, is this a job? Or I perceived what you said as a job, then just say, no, it's not. How many of you, by the raise of hands, I see a lot of people on video here, have you ever said something to someone and they perceived it different than what you meant it? Okay, everybody's like, are you in my house? That happens all the time. You know, it's like, it's just human nature for us sometimes to perceive something differently. And your goal is the best is just tell them, hey, you know. Okay, great.
All right. Thank you so much, Lilia. Great question. And it looks like that was the right answer for her.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your pay. Oh, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead.
You guys know that I do the side door approach, right? Vernay, who do you know that would like to make some extra income? You guys got to learn to respond with that. So a person said, well, I'm looking for a job. You know, is this a job? No, it's not. But since I got you, I was wondering if you could do me a huge personal favor. What? Who do you know right now that needs to make some extra income? You guys, when your heart is in the right place and you practice it, do you guys used to, I would pick up a telephone and I would ask somebody, what's the area code here? And they go, well, it's 818. I go, 818. I said, what's your next three numbers? And they go, 246. And I go, 246. And then I said, I'm going to make up the other number, 3452. They go, what are you doing? You're dialing a random number. I know, I'm looking for someone to help me out. And people freak out. Phone rings. Hello. Yeah, is Jim there? No, Jim isn't here. I apologize for disturbing you. I was hoping that you could help me out with finding Jim. Well, no, we're expanding a company right now. And we're looking for people that need to make extra money. And people go, what the hell? You called a wrong number. Because you guys got to understand that that's the way I throw darts. Triple 20, triple 20, triple 20. It's just I'm constantly asking people to do me a huge favor. And I brought up Vernay's name because she was on my mind and my heart. Vernay, wave at everyone. I look at my back office and Vernay's going to Budapest. I mean, Vernay's like, listen, I want to get my business launched a month before everybody else does in Dallas. So I'm super proud of you. I'm super proud of you. Okay, Craig, back to you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And Vernay, go for it. Go for it. Okay. Now, Nanette, let's go. All right. Thank you again so much for your patience. There's your unmute. Please unmute and share with us. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. How are you today?
I'm good, Robert. Thank you. On the cards, when I posted on my Facebook page about the $100 cards, crickets. Like, I had one person respond. So how long do I wait to do another post about it, or what's your suggestion?
If you don't have a lot of interaction on your page, then it doesn't make a difference if you posted it every day.
Yeah, and I think sometimes Facebook's not really happy with me. Sometimes.
Well, I trust me. I get that. I get that. Like I told you, if you went and looked at my posts when you guys beat yourself up because you think you're doing something wrong, then just go to my Facebook wall and scroll down and go, wow, Robert got one comment and one like on this post. So Facebook's not just singling you out.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And so,
it's frustrating.
unfortunately, sometimes that happens that way. And if that happens to you that way, then just trust yourself and just go, okay, I'm going to post this again. Maybe what you could do is what I'm doing. I like mixing it up. So
Okay.
you guys are probably going to see me tomorrow, make a post probably after my first post in the morning when I get up. But my second post is going to be just the capture page for High Life Travel.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah. And now we'll see if I get anything. But, you know, there's a lot of time where MBC does these product things, you know, for discounts and stuff. And as large as my influence is, I just get crickets too.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you think about it, there's only 3 groups of people on my Facebook page. You know, one are my family and friends, of course. A majority of the people are people that know me from this industry or even my MDC. So of course, if I made a post, you know, are you looking for a card? It's like, I already got one. I got my own cards. And then that other large group that you have too, that just don't see the post.
Right.
They don't see it. It's not on their feed, or maybe they're, you know, too focused doing something else. So unfortunately, I don't know of another way than just taking the time to reach out to your friends one at a time. And
Yeah, I've kind of done that a few times too.
yeah. And just say, hey, listen, I was hoping that you could first connect, always got to connect first. And then say, listen, I'm the company that I'm with now did another, you know, brand or another division of their company, and people can save money on their travel. And would you allow me to send you you guys, I'm telling you, I've done messages to people and they've told me no, thank you, straight out, just no thanks. And you know the perspective that they're doing. They're going, Robert's an entrepreneur. He knows how to capitalize on capitalism. There's something tied to this card. You know what I mean? And I've even had a couple of people go, I don't want to create a free account. I'm like, I drew another 2.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing I'm thinking is people are like, nothing's free. So she's
yeah, you can't change their perception. I don't know if I deleted it, but there was one person in my chat that when I put that in that said, did you get hacked? Because they're going, oh my God, if Robert's giving away $100 for free, someone hacked his account. And so I hope that helped you. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just gotta reach out and you know, find people that are in the travel thing and stuff. And yeah, no one wants to build the connections, but man, it's worth it. It definitely is worth it.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. I love and appreciate you.
Thank you, Nanette. Appreciate that. Mark Dubay. I know he's in. I know he's in here. Where are you, Mark? Why don't you go ahead, open up, and ask a question? Make sure your camera's on too, please.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, everyone. How are you, world? Mars here. Hi, Robert. You guys are doing amazing things, and appreciate all the help that I've been getting and support. And there's something as well that some people may not see. There's these things called emotional blocks, and they're invisible on us, and they start in our first 6 years of our childhood.
Marcel, I'm not going to let you teach on my event.
No, but I'm asking.
You can't stop yourself. You can't ask me a question. Don't
I'm
teach.
asking you a question though. What is that money block, and how did you remove it for yourself, and how can they remove it for others?
Thank you. I didn't mean to disrupt you, but I know how you
okay.
get. I get messages from you all day. A big thinker. The fastest way that I got past my blocks is, number one, is to realize that you have them. The hardest thing about people having blocks is they know things are not coming to them, but they don't know that there's a blockage. And so what you got to do is, this takes some work where you got to ask yourself, you know, well, what do I feel about money? It's so, you know, what I always tell people to do, Marcel, is say, first thing I want you to do is explain money to me. You don't have to write it down, but what's your description of money?
I know it's
and so through their description of money is their paradigms and their beliefs of what money is. One of the things I see with people all the time is you can't become what you despise. And so you hear people 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, talking about people that have more money than them and how awful they are and that they're evil. And they, you know, when I could use the word, Marcel, of capitalism to some people, and the very first perspective or thought out of their mind is the worst system of government that's ever been created. Well, if you have something against offering something of value in exchange for income, then you got to figure out where your blocks are. And it's really honestly just by asking yourself questions.
But what does a person do though if it's part of their family? If they talk to them once in a while, do they need to stay away from them, or do they need
No.
It's
When you're talking to people, not that I'm more aware than somebody else. It's just that I refuse to get into conversations with people. I consider myself very, very, very intelligent. I'm very aware. So Marcel, when I'm talking to family members that are negative, and I'm talking to family members that have a pretty much a negative program on each and everything that we talk about, I usually do my best to find out what they love. I'll say, hey, well, what do you do with most of your time? Oh, I love fishing. Tell me why. I do not talk to them about anything else, Marcel, because they are negative. So there's no use for us to talk about religion. There's no use for us to talk about politics. There's sure in the hell no reason to talk about money. And there's still really close relatives of mine, Marcel, that thinks that I go door to door selling skincare. And here's the thing, Marcel, it doesn't make a difference what my upbringing is. Like I shared with you before, it's like I spend zero time in the rearview mirror, 0 time. I understand where my energy flows, I go. And so all my focus all the time, I have this on my desk to constantly remind me that I'm either focused on the finish line of what I'm trying to complete for myself or others. I want to help, 25,000 foster kids. And I know what it costs me to support 2,500. I need to 10 times my income. I need to go from super to master. For me to do that, I have to go 4 times 5. I need 200,000 people in my organization that are active. So when I know that I need to help more foster kids, that they need more love, they need more support, they need more finances, then I know that I need to consistently on a day-to-day basis be flipping through those cards as fast and quick as I can. And unlike a lot of people, Marcel, I am not interested, like I shared with you, I'm not interested in having a discussion of why people are screwed up. There's a lot of people that want to have a discussion of why a 2 is a 2 and why a 4 is a 4. All my energy all day, every day is looking for aces. So I know that I'm weird. I know there's a large group of people that all want to get together and talk about how messed up they are and where it came from. I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of the people. The people, I know there's 2 groups of people in the world, people that make things happen and people that watch things happen.
Yeah, I would like to help you.
Yeah, and so as soon as I understood that I want to be on the field. I don't know if you heard that thing by Eleanor Roosevelt. You know what I mean? I'm the guy on the field. I'm the guy on the field that are making things happen. I'm the guy on the field that are scoring points. Everyone else can watch me and what's that word? Vicariously live through me. But I spend 0 time. People ask me all the time, my wife's even weirder. That's why we love each other. If you walked up, Marcel, and said, hey, and I know you love doing this, you go, hey, Robert, you know, most of the things that you bring up are always questions. You and my wife would not get along at all, because you would reach out to my wife and say, what do you think about this? And she says, I don't. And Marcel, she's telling you the truth.
Some things are important though.
Yeah.
I all I want to do is just help people to help themselves, to help others. And that way, you know, they can help me as well. So then that way I can help show up for others and also visit my family. Right. And
well, I know the best for me, Marcel, I just want you to know that I know that people that are stuck in life are just uninspired. And I need to show up each and every day to show them that this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I want to be the person that inspires people to get off their ass and do something with their life instead of talking about how much they've been ruined in their lives. It's like, you know, stop talking, start doing. So when people reach out to me and go, I don't know how to get stopped from doing this, it's easy. Get distracted by talking to people about improving their lives, not contemplating their lives.
well, it's almost like we're focused on our problems, as I was focused on mine as well. And it was like I would ask someone to, hey, check this out. And I'm like, well, you're using up my data. And it's just like, well, find somebody who might want to check that out and it doesn't cost them anything. So that way you both could win.
Right. But I guarantee you, the reason that I get more people to become an affiliate and more people to do something is because my conversations with them compared to your conversations with them are night and day. Yeah. Night and day. I am a master of saying as little as possible to as many people as I can. When you guys see me share a video, I thank God that I'm dyslexic. I thank the universe that I'm dyslexic, because people go, well, tell me what kind of copy you would put on a post. Check this out. And it's all in bold. It's 3 words. Sometimes I post and I don't say any words, because I just don't get that if you pull a 1, your copy or the size of a chapter of a book is just nonsense to me. If you're flipping card, you're flipping card. So Marcel, I know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, and me and Lisa were talking about this, when you guys connect with people, it's a whole different connection than what I'm doing. Hey, Marcel, I thought of you today. I hope you're blessed and highly favored. I hope this finds you safe. I was thinking about you, brother, and I just want to know how you're doing. That's it. It's not, hey, Marcel, I was sort of contemplating today, and do you know why the world goes in this direction versus this direction? You ever thought about that? You ever wonder why people wonder? You ever wonder why wanderers wonder? And if the earth did go the opposite direction, do we get younger? See, Lisa's like laughing because I've had conversations with you.
Sure. And also as well, like, as I would have said the same thing, but when we experience other places other than this place, it's kind of like, okay, now what's going on here? Is this a mind F?
No, that's your reality that you're creating consistently every second of the day. You're creating your reality. You're creating exactly what you need to do. Because Marcel, I could pay for your ticket, pluck your butt out of that chair, and take you to another country, and you're going to have problems.
Of course, I've never been to another country. Although I've been a celebrity, I've been all around the world and everything. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but that was your past.
That's my past. Yeah, that's why I'm starting something new. Right?
I don't start out my conversation. Hey, Marcel, I don't know if you know this, but you've heard of Roger Penske. In fact, he's the first guy to win a world championship in NASCAR in the IndyCar at the same time last weekend. Well, I used to work for him because I used to be an automotive engineer, and I made more money than anybody I know traveling the world working on race cars. See, all that conversation means absolutely frickin' nothing to them.
Right.
And so I've learned to talk to people, and it says, what's in it for me on their forehead. And people love talking to me because they're going, wow, he's he listens. He listens, which a lot of people don't. They're too busy talking.
Well, to be honest, I listen a lot more than I used to because I used to talk over people. Some people could vouch for that, but I'm a different person.
Yeah.
That's why I call myself
remember when I talked about, when I read The Science of Getting Rich, Marcel, I'll say one thing to you, and I think that you're going to recognize this. Because I was abandoned by my parents, I have this abandonment issue. And then also I have this thing where I want to feel significant. I want to feel like I'm part of something. And so when I read that chapter, I looked at significance as a part of competition. And so I was always the guy, Marcel, that I now call it being nice to myself, is I was always the person that was waiting for someone to take a breath so I could interrupt them and then top their story. So I was the guy that used to be the guy that the only way that I felt connected, the only way I felt significance was that if I was telling a better joke, if I had a better story, if I always wanted to be the person that waited for someone to take a breath so I could jump in there and tell a better story than they had. And it was like, that's the way I had conversations. And I thought that, wow, if everyone's laughing, then I must be connecting. When in reality, people's like, do you realize that 90% of the stuff he says is nothing but bullshit?
Yeah, whatever the person's truth is, the truth. If you're bound to failure, you're going to fail. If you feel like you're going to be successful, you're going to be successful. I understand that.
So Marcel, the one thing that I'll leave you with is I realize that the hardest part of being aware, like you are, is being disciplined to only share the things with the people on their journey.
I always find
if you don't take the time to talk to a person to find out where they are in their journey, so you can just love up on them and help them with the next little baby step instead of fire hosing them with did you ever notice why if the earth went the other way? See, if you're talking to people that have not worked on their awareness, I'm telling you, Marcel, you got to hear me. You spend 15 seconds with somebody, 20 seconds with them, and they think you're from a different frickin' planet. And if you're on a different planet and you know all this stuff, then I can't talk to you on your level.
Well, I believe that we're mirrors, and each of us were like characteristics and aspects, like shards of ourselves, teaching us each other. And when we try to say something to one another to give advice, it's like our own advice sometimes.
Yeah, but you don't want to be blowing people out.
Well, I'm doing a lot better than I
you and
used to.
I have conversation. You and I have conversation. I'm like, where is he? I'm like, where is he? So if you do that to me, I guarantee that you're doing that with other people. And I'm just telling you, brother, as a brother to a brother, when you know things that other people don't, and you bring it up to them, all they hear is you think I'm stupid. You think I'm stupid. You think I'm stupid.
Can't talk to a caterpillar if you're a butterfly, right?
So that's what I would say. I would say that you could ask people questions enough to get them for you to understand where they are. But I understand the fundamental things that people need in their life. They need connection. They need to be loved. They need to feel connected. They need to not be freaking judged. The biggest compliment that I get is, my God, Robert, you met me exactly where I am in life. And I talk about the simple fundamentals that they need to do to start becoming aware. And if they don't want to, I love up on them anyway.
Can't judge. I don't judge anymore. I used to.
So thank you for bringing that up, Marcel. It's like,
Well,
yeah, it's I think some people learn from you asking that question, because we have a tendency of, we don't mean to do this because we're just human beings with needs. Golly, I couldn't have said it any easier. That was given to me. All we are is a bunch of misfit toys that have a bunch of needs that we would like in our life. And when we reach out and finally connect with someone we don't know, we're looking selfishly, not meaning to, but we're looking selfishly to feed our needs. We're not thinking what they need. We're thinking about, I want to connect. Well, how can you connect and make people like you? Oh, I know how. Impress them. Nope. So
it's like, are you listening?
If you ever see me introduced, I'd love to come right behind that and go, hey, someone told me I was good with my hands, so I decided to be a mechanic. And I was working my butt off and I wasn't getting what I wanted in life. And people go, see, I don't say that I'm an automotive engineer that worked for Roger Penske on professional race cars. See, I wouldn't say that in an opening conversation. They go, well, what do you do before this? I worked on cars. Sometimes I even think that saying mechanic is a bigger word than I'm used to saying. It's like engineer is on a whole different stratosphere. See, so people have a tendency of doing that. I've even helped people with their testimonials when they introduce themselves to people, Marcel. And this guy says, and it's funny, Craig knows this person. So Ruben, this guy, he stood in front of the room and he goes, listen, I was in real estate. I became an agent and a broker. I not only owned homes, but I also owned apartment buildings. And I was making millions and millions of dollars in the real estate business. And then in 2008, it switched around and I lost everything. And I said, Ruben, what did you do before real estate? And he goes, I worked at a warehouse. Tell that frickin' story. Why? See, but we want to feel significant. So he's standing up there saying, I made millions of dollars in the real estate business and then I lost it all. And people go, he's already a 1%er. Marcel, when you say, hey, I'm an entertainer, I was in music, I traveled the world, I did music for people, then I did my own music. I relate to you zero. I couldn't carry a tune if it had a handle on it. Are you hearing me? I hope you're hearing me.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm hearing you.
So what people do is they want to significant of them owning information instead of just doing it. So when you first talked to me, I'm going like, okay, so this guy really is a stone cold genius, but he doesn't know what the next chapter of his life is.
It's because I've moved from year after year, even though it's my past, I'm leaving that in my past because I'm learning that I can learn how to communicate now. I didn't think I knew how to communicate, but I'm getting better at it. I mean, not so much anxiety. I can go in front of a camera in front of millions of people. So I haven't traveled, but I've been around the World Wide Web. That's about it.
Cool. Relate to people. Relate to people, connect with them first. Make them feel like the most important person in the world, and then ask them if they can help you out with your journey.
Well, we're all so important. We're also very powerful too, more than we can think of.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So Marcel, thank you so much. I appreciate you contributing.
You're welcome, and thank you very much. And my apologies for all the chats earlier. I just have these things in my head and they just come up. Boom.
Yeah. What if they didn't have to?
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm meditating, silencing my Zen.
All right. I love you, brother.
Love you too. Take care.
You bet.
Namaste.
Thank you, Marcel. Appreciate that. Okay, I know we've gone through our 3, but can we fit in 2 more, Robert?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll
Okay.
go to the top of the hour.
We'll go to the top of the hour. Fantastic.
We're already like, what, 16 minutes for 26?
Okay. Well, let's see. Sam, do you have a quick one or... Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Sam Kimanthi, and then I've got a question from the chat. So, Sam, go ahead and please, there you go. Unmute yourself and please share.
Okay. Thank you very much. Actually, I don't have a question, but I just want to appreciate everybody here. Robert Hollis, man, you are just the best leader that I've ever come across, you know. And I've been using your videos so much, so much, because the other day we had a conversation, you really challenged me. And when you mentioned that, how many times do I watch Netflix? Is Netflix, is it live? But it is recorded, but I give a story, you know? So I learned that I need to edify and I need to share this video so much. And one of the videos that really caught me off guard was how to figure out. And I just didn't know that I'm always fond of figuring out, because
Right.
How is that working for me?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
How is
I
that
think
working for me?
a lot of people, I don't know where they get this. Thanks for the nice words, Sam. I love working with you. You're a true leader, man. And you know, one of the things is like people really have a difficulty of just following simple instructions. It's like, you know, so when if we had a shoot of cards, the only reason I seen my mentor do the card thing before, but he always did it with a deck of cards. And Marcus said it changed it by making it a shoot of cards. Because I don't know how many decks goes into one of those shoots. I just know there's more than one. So if there's 4 aces in every deck of cards, and that holds
Yes.
4 cards, my mind goes, okay, 4 times 52, you know, there's over 200 cards in here that you're pulling out, right? And so now you guys are going, yes, he is a geek. You know, and I'm going, how fast can I go through 200 cards? And so, you know, like you said, there's a lot of things that we did. The video that I did yesterday, Sam, I don't know if you watched it, but you know,
I did watch it.
It was 100% inspired by the
Very.
Zoom that you and I did.
Yes, yes. And you know
So-
what, that man wants to meet you again. He's
Yeah,
ready to work.
yeah. And so it was neat for me to get him to, like, not in a mean way, but he sort of like fell into my trap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
just
exactly.
beautiful. If you guys got to watch that video I did yesterday, but I was going, so let me ask you a question. When you build groups, then they stop using the product and they leave. Why? And he goes, well, they leave my group because they're not making any money. And I just started screaming at him, and I'm going, what did you say? He goes, what? They're not making money, so they leave your team? So you want to talk about product instead of talking about money? You could see him. Sam, you and I seen him go, what the hell just happened to me? You could see him. He was like,
Yes, yes.
it was
yes,
like,
yes.
if we were fighting, I'm going to watch, I got to get off of here and watch Israel Asante, which is one of our spokespersons for MDC, fight for his championship tonight. And, it's like one of those things where he thought he was in control of the conversation, and then I just stepped in and knocked him out. and he woke up like looking at all the people going, what happened? What happened? And Sam, you're just a great leader. And so I just seen the only thing I seen with you is you were doing your best not to laugh, but the parts of your mouth kept coming up. And all I could see is I could see Sam's eyebrows over the top of his glasses. So he was like, oh my God. So, because this guy's supposed to be a leader, and he's telling me, listen, when are we going to get the products in the Philippines? When are we going to get the product in the Philippines? And I'm like, never. But Sam, yeah, I can't wait to talk to him again. So after I did that, I'm sure Sam spent some time with him. And then Sam sent me a message. Oh, he just created a free account. I'm kind of like, this is a guy that at the beginning of the conversation was telling me straight to my face, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you. And then at the end, he's creating a free account. And now he wants to talk to me again. This is good.
Yeah, the bit of documentation beats a conversation. When you just displayed your back office, that got him completely off guard,
Yeah.
And he realized that the illusions that he had, they don't add up to anything. So I think your talk about to figure out how to do something, it's really helping me so much.
Good.
And I thank God now we have our market here is open, and we are going to go full throttle and make it happen.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, I'll give you guys two quick stories on that, Sam. Yesterday, I had like an over an hour conversation with Josh Wagle. And if you guys seen the convention live or recorded, if you guys listen to Chris Robinson said this 18-year-old came out of nowhere and flew by him as the #1 income earner in Syntech. And no one hears Josh when he says this. He's going, so I get in a company, I search YouTube for Syntech Global. I find a guy that owns a construction company. He owns a trucking company. He owns a ranch. He owns horses, and he's making millions of dollars in Syntech Global. And Josh said, I beat you because I got more people to watch your videos than you got people watching your videos. So Chris was old school, and he was doing live meetings, and then he was doing a Zoom every once in a while with 4 or 5 people. But the videos that Chris Robinson did on YouTube, Josh Wagle grabbed those videos and put them in front of thousands of people. Josh said, I never did a video. I promoted Chris Robinson's video. And I started laughing, and Josh goes, "What are you laughing about?" I said, "I still stand on stage in front of all of MDC, and I go, I just get more people to watch Josh's video than anybody else. And I think everybody doesn't hear me."
Yes.
So it was the 23-minute video. Then it was his high life travel video. And so if I get thousands and thousands and thousands of people to watch Josh in his high life travel video, well, people will look at it and say it's too long. Okay,
Wow.
great. And I'll do a short video to promote that video. So I'll just do some glimpse of my back office and then talk a little bit about how easy this is. And oh, by the way, if you want more information, now go watch Josh's video. So I'll do shorter videos to get people to watch the longer videos, because once they're interested, then I can just walk them that way. So of course, when I see Jefferson's video, anything that you guys want to, if you guys want to know what I'm currently doing, just watch the newest videos that I put on YouTube. That's what I'm currently doing. So thank you, Sam. Yeah, it's
So much. Thank you much. We appreciate you so much.
Netflix has made billions and billions and billions of dollars by putting recorded videos online. I bet, you know what? I bet you, I'll have to do the research on this. I bet you guys that YouTube still makes more money than Netflix. They're publicly traded companies, and I can do research on that. But if you guys know the guys from Google, no one knows what they're doing. So you got Google, then they bought YouTube, and now they have Alphabet, and Alphabet is the big company that has, you know, so you got people like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk that are telling everybody in the world what they got going.
Yes.
And one of the largest corporations on the planet, and one of the most powerful corporations on the planet, is Alphabet. And no one even knows who the hell they are. They own Google. It's like, so there's these people that are moving the big chess pieces in the world, but they're not as vocal. You know what I mean? They're not out there saying, "Hey, I'm doing all this stuff." So yeah, so you know, Google didn't invent YouTube, they bought YouTube. Mark Zuckerberg didn't invent Oculus, he just bought Oculus. You know, it's sort of neat to watch people in their maneuvers and go, okay, I think that's in the direction that they're going. So, you know, I don't know too many people that have been, I know you can go, and I'll get off the subject, but there's a Statistica or something is the name of the company. And I bet you YouTube and Google are so freaking far ahead of any other social media. It's probably ridiculous. I bet you Facebook is probably even bigger than a lot of the, you know, like Netflix. I bet you there's more videos put on Facebook and more viewers watching on Facebook videos than Netflix would wish they could get there.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thank you, Sam, very, very much. Okay. Can we squeeze one more in? And I think this is, okay. Last question, and then we'll wrap up for the day, because this has been an amazing AMA. It really has. This comes from Erlene Day. First, I would like to say that I love your videos and all you do. I love the HempWorks coffee. I would like to promote to the hotels. I would like to know, how would I do that?
If you promote Josh's video, or if you promote Jefferson Santos' video, you don't need to talk about the savings that High Life Travel has, because they do it for you. So until you get your own personal story of using High Life Travel's portal, you got to use the stories of other people. If you guys watch me very, very closely, very rarely do I give you a testimonial on my personal experience with the products.
I believe she's
do
talking
give
about
you-
HempWorks,
Huh?
the coffee.
Well, she was saying a hotel. That's why I went on the hotel
Yeah,
thing.
I think she wants to promote the coffee to hotels.
Oh, that's not this business. That's a different business. What's her first name?
Erlene.
Erlene. Everything in the world is based on what it costs you and what you sell it for. So hotels right now are not interested in healthy coffee. They're interested in the least expensive coffee they can buy in bulk so they can make money off of it. So in network marketing, we call this the big deal syndrome, where people try to become a salesperson and try to sell, like people that are involved in FFX right now. They're probably going to get mad at me because they're out there trying to get these large companies. A guy called me and I haven't heard from him since, but he told me he knew the family of the largest family that owns the most ships that go from here to China. And he goes, do you know how many gallons of diesel a ship like that uses going across the ocean? And I was like, nope. And he's like, can you imagine if I could sell FFX to the companies that are running these shipping container ships? And I was like, I can teach you how to get 42,000 people responsible for your income that all buy one box a month. I can show you how to do that one. So this business is about a lot of people doing a little bit, not one person doing a lot. Okay. So I wish you luck. I wish you luck, but the person that's a purchaser of that hotel has a job. And that job is to make sure that the event part, Craig and I have been involved in this so many times, I can't even tell you. But the event planner hooks up with the person that does the catering. And you can almost get the room for nothing. You can also get suites for your leaders for nothing if everyone purchases a meal from the catering department. So as soon as you say, no, we're not giving anybody any food. Okay, now the price goes up and they look at you and go, do you want us to provide coffee and tea for your team? Craig, why are you laughing so much? And you're like, no, we're not gonna, they can get their own damn coffee. They can get their own water. And they're like, okay. And the room just keeps going up in price. If they can make money off the coffee during the breaks, then they're going to lower, but their job is to make profit. So I'm just saying that. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying that if you went in there with HempWorks coffee and you told them that it was going to cost them $3 a cup, I don't know how long the conversation's going to be. So I hope I didn't take your dreams away, but help thousands of people make a little bit of money instead of trying to do one big deal. They actually have a saying for it. It's called the big deal syndrome. So Sam, you're from Africa. How many people have you shown the business and they're like, I'm just going to take FFX and sell it to all the gas stations? And it's like, whatever. It's not a bad idea. It's just not duplicatable, right? It's like, I'm not a salesperson. So I hope that answered the question. Craig, I got to go.
Yes, thank you very much. And let's go ahead and say thank you to Bill, John, Lisa, Faith, Lilia, Komai, Nanette, Marcel, Erlene, and Sam for participating today. Thank you so very much, Matt, for setting this up. Matthew Hollis, and being in the background and producing this amazing AMA. If you want to save the information in the chat, those of you that are watching on Zoom, please click the 3 dots next to the 2, and it'll come up with Save Chat. Click on Save Chat. It will download to your computer. Those of you watching on Facebook, you already got the chat because everything that we posted in that chat for Zoom is there in Facebook. Robert, final word, and then we're out of here because I know you got to get going. Bless you, and thank you so very much.
Love and appreciate you guys. You already know that if I can do this, you can do it. Just keep flipping cards. Keep flipping cards. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. I'm not going to go on a tangent here, but I've actually sat at poker tables and blackjack tables where a majority of the people that play cards think they did something wrong. Have you guys seen this? So the dealer puts out the cards and they pull the 2 cards up and go, "For the love of God!" It's like, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Doom, despair, and agony on me. And then you got the other person that's laughing and giggling and and what happened? Because their energy's right. They flip over their cards, blackjack, and it'd be like a beautiful girl like Vernay or Lisa, and they'd toss their hair and go, "Oh, really? Did I win?" And you just want to poke them in the neck with a fork or something. It's like, they're going, "Oh my God, this is so much fun." And it's like, "Did I win?" "Yeah, you won like $1,000. Now what do you want to do?" "Well, this is fun. Just let it ride. Just let it go." And then all of a sudden the cards come around and this guy, asks for a hit. He breaks. She takes his chip away. They throw another card down and Lisa goes, "Oh my God, I won again." And people are like, I'm freaking done. I'm never gambling again. Have you guys ever noticed that the people that seem to not care, they're non-emotional? No, they're very emotional on a positive side. I don't gamble much, but when I gamble, holy crap, I win. I went to a bachelor party and I broke the house. The house was allowing everyone to play so they could raise money for the bachelor and his new fiance. And I just went in there and we're playing and I just said, "Keep letting it ride." And I was in the background going, "Woo." And all the people are going like, "This guy's taking all our freaking money." And I could see the energy changing. And I went, "That's enough money." And they go, "Well, you won like $6,000. And I said, "Yeah." And I just went over and gave it to the guy that was getting married. Because I made all the money from the people that went there to support him. And get this, they didn't know me. Only one person asked me to go on that at the house. And it's like, I was just having fun. I could give a rip if I won or not. But my energy was like, I'm going like, I got to stay away from gambling. This is freaking fun. Every time I do it, it's like, I just become a professional gambler. No, I'd rather help people. So that was a fun tangent. So I'm glad that I did that. So.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We'll be back with an AMA soon. Keep watching. Keep watching, Robert. We're going to unmute everybody and have everybody say goodbye. Bless you all. Thank you.
Oh.
Be good to yourself. Be cash and bye. Bye.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Bye. I love you.
Have a good weekend.
My nature.
See you, Chris.
Take care.
Thank you.
Love you.
See you soon. All the best.
Soon.
Take care of yourselves.
Thanks, Marcel.
You're welcome. Thank you,
Thank you,
Robert.
John.
Hey.
Thanks, Marcel. Thanks,
Robert.
Raphael. Raphael, a new person, man. I love this guy.
Thank
He's
you for the
cool.
support.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Matt. Love you
Bless
guys.
you.
Faith, see you, Deborah, Dustin, Arthur. Nice to see you without a hat. You're going to go, oh my God, I'm never going to live this down. Okay. Faith, Miguel, Peter. It's like it's in my memory. I got to go. Okay. God bless you guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.